welcome back to my channel. So in honor of the new year, 2017, which I am, by the way, very excited about and very eager to get started with, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about how to lose weight successfully and basically keep it off. In the new year, January 1st, it is not uncommon to hear people declare that this year, this is the year they're going to lose weight. And you know what? Honestly, I support that because any kind of weight loss and everything that goes along with that is really only improving your health, it's improving your confidence, and I 100% support that. Be careful when it comes to making a New Year's resolution, by the way, just as kind of a side note. Last year, I happened to do a video about how not to set a New Year's resolution because there are definitely ways and things that you can do that will make that go awry. And so if you have a minute, definitely check that video out. But back to weight loss. I've mentioned before a couple of times on my channel that I have successfully lost 52 pounds and I have just passed my 5-year weight loss anniversary of keeping that weight off. And the couple of times that I've talked about that, you guys have been curious as to how I do it, and I don't blame you because I definitely did a lot of research myself trying to figure out how it seemed like everybody else was able to do it, and I wanted to do it myself so badly. So losing weight will always and forever be a combination of your food choices and your activity level. There really is no other way around it. It's about the food and how much you move your body. And because of that, there are so many different ways to interpret that. So honestly, that's not what I'm going to be talking about today. In the past, I have done a couple of discussions, for example, on how to start a successful workout routine and also how to eat successfully during the holidays. And in those videos, I talk about how to incorporate activity, how to make some really good food choices. So I will link those here as well. So definitely check those out in combination with today's conversation. The reason I don't specifically want to address food and activity is a couple reasons. When it comes to food, we all have different preferences. So for example, there are some people who believe and need pizza and ice cream and nachos and M&Ms and all those sorts of things that we consider bad foods. They need to keep them in their life, otherwise, life as they know it would be over. And there is definitely validity to that. The other side of the people who are trying to lose weight say, oh no, if I let any of those foods into my life, it'll just be like an avalanche and I won't even be able to, maintain my control and it'll just be all bets are off. And so I must completely eliminate those foods from my life in order to be successful. And you know what? Both sides are true. You have to find the balance of incorporating your favorite foods that might not be as conducive to weight loss in combination with choosing some healthier foods. And so I don't have that recipe on what will work for you. That's where you need to do a little bit of self-evaluation and figure out where you stand on that. The other reason I'm not going to talk about activity and exercise and fitness is quite frankly because there are some people who just for one reason or another cannot be active. They might have an illness or an injury or something going on with them that being physically active might not be a real possibility for them. And I don't want to go into that area and into that part of the discussion. If you can move and be active, absolutely. But for some, that's not even possible. And so I'm gonna leave that discussion off the table as well. Ultimately, what I wanna express to you is that you must find your way that will work for you. And believe me when I tell you, there are thousands of options of food plans and exercise routines and activity guidelines and stuff. You need to find what will work for you. All of that being said, why am I making this video today? Because I found that during my own weight loss story, there were 3 principles that kind of guided overall. They kind of ruled the entire kingdom of Gina trying to lose weight. And so I felt like these were important things to share with you so that you could use them in combination with food and activity. And I really believe that if you get a handle on the 3 things that I'm about to talk about, you really will be able to not only achieve your goals, but achieve long-term success, which is ultimately what we want. We want our work that we're going to put into losing weight to actually last. So right before I get started, I just want to give you a heads up since this is a brand new 2017 video. I will be doing a Best in Beauty video, which will go up in a week or 2, so stay tuned for that. Also, I've had a couple of comments, and so I just want to put it out there. This, for all intents and purposes, is my go-to everyday makeup look. And if you guys are interested in seeing like a get ready with me maybe, where I kind of just show you what I do just kind of on a regular basis, it's like second nature to me. And so it's just really easy, for me. If you're interested in seeing that, either leave me me a comment down below or give this video a thumbs up so that I know that it's something that you might want to see in the future. Okay, so how are you going to lose weight successfully this year and keep it off? Kind of only based on my own experience. Let's find out. So since I'm not going to be talking about food or bodily movement, where this all is coming from is your personal perspective during the period of time when you're trying to lose weight. You have to get your perspective right, otherwise it will sabotage all of the other efforts that you wind up putting in. So the first thing that I think you need to have a really good perspective on and really need to acknowledge is why you want to do this. Why do you actually want to lose weight? Some people really want to look better, and if that's the only reason, go for it. Others want to be healthier. They want to live longer. They want to spend time with their family. They want to keep up with their grandkids. They want to keep up with their kids. All of those reasons, absolutely 100% are super important, but you need to figure out why you want to do it, because that'll be the thing, that'll be the motivation for you to kind of keep going. You're gonna have to remind yourself repeatedly why you're doing it. Just a little insight into my story. I have been overweight my entire life, and on a daily basis, I felt ashamed of who I was, of what I looked like, of what other people thought of me. I was disappointed in how I couldn't be as active as was possible because I was carrying around so much extra weight. I hated when the summertime came around for all of those reasons that I'm sure many of you are familiar with. And I didn't like myself, and every day was a struggle. And I realized, even though daily I was having trouble, the thought of feeling that way for the entire rest of my life was suffocating because I was so young at that time. And I realized something needed to change. And so I committed wholeheartedly with every ounce of my soul to trying to lose weight. And by reminding myself what I was trying to accomplish and the goals I was trying to achieve, and actually what I was trying to leave behind, that really was the thing that kept me going. So you have to call out why you want it, no matter what that reason is. And you might have to dig deep into your soul to find it, or dig deep into your soul to even admit that reason. But finding that reason, acknowledging it, and remembering why you want to do this to begin with, I think really will be a major part of the key to your success. Because honestly, at the end of the day, we kind of have to fix up here, and by up here, I mean when pointing at our brain. We have to fix up here in order to fix down here. And you can't tell right now, but I'm pointing at my butt. So you gotta get this in line in order to get this in line. The second kind of mental perspective I think you need to have and recognize is that this is going to take a long time. Even if you don't have that much weight to lose. That's what's ironic about it. If you've got a lot of weight to lose, then obviously that will take a long time. Even if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, and I might even be talking 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, as you get closer to your ideal body weight, it actually becomes harder to lose those pounds. Your body does not want to give them up, and it's frustrating as all get out. But either way, it's going to take you time. My mascot, if you want to call it that, during this time that I was trying to lose this weight was a turtle. Turtles are slow and steady, because I realized that by losing weight slowly, not only was that going to be the way that I would lose the weight, but that would ultimately be the way that I would keep it off. And that's because in losing weight slowly, that means you're making small changes. You're not dramatically and drastically changing your body shape. And in doing so, it allows it to become something that will stick. Your body will be able to adjust to the changes that you're making, the healthier changes that you're making, and it won't offer you as much resistance. So recognizing that this will take you time is part of the battle, because you don't want to be disappointed when it doesn't happen immediately. Because if you're disappointed when it doesn't happen as quick as you want, you're more likely to give up at that point. And I don't want that to happen. The last perspective that I found to be very valuable for me during that entire journey, during that entire time, was recognizing that this was going to be hard. It was going to kick my ass, let me tell you. Honestly, if it were easy, we would all be as thin as we wanted to be, whatever that personal definition is for you. And by the way, I do not support the notion in any way that we all need to be a size 2. You need to aim for your comfortable, happy body weight. Okay, that aside, recognize that this will be hard. Never mind the fact that there are temptations everywhere when it comes to food. And there's also life responsibilities that take time away from your focus of trying to lose weight. You have to balance all of that, and in doing so also change some of your own personal habits and personal routines that you were used to that helped contribute to putting on the weight. Do you see what I mean? This is going to be hard, and that's okay. Losing weight doesn't mean that it has to be easy. Just recognize that it potentially could be hard. Now let me just tell you, I'm a type A personality, and I have made sure throughout my life that I have accomplished many things, and I have reached many of my goals, and whether that's academically or, you know, emotionally or with relationships or whatever department you want to call it, I have always made sure to try to be really good or as good as I can in all of those areas. I will say this, losing weight by far is my best accomplishment to date. It is the hardest thing I have ever done and the thing that I am most proud of. And that feeling, let me tell you, is amazing. So now you've even got something to look forward to. I promise you that it is possible. If you put in the time and you put in the effort and you put in the drive and you put your soul into it, it will be possible. But mentally, you've got to get yourself in the right position, and you've got to get yourself in the right starting place. And those were my three guiding principles that I carried with me, including some of that weight that I carried with me during that time that I was trying to lose weight. And if you would have told me, though, I will tell you, I had a lot of self-doubt. If you would have told me before I started that it would have been possible to lose the weight and that I would have kept it off for 5 years, I never would have believed you. And so, no matter what your reason is, it is never too late to start taking care of yourself. And I think the idea of the calendar changing from 2016 to 2017 is no better a motivation or reason to get started taking care of yourself. Because again, even if you begin to lose weight, and even if your only goal is to look better, which I fully support, believe me when I tell you, all of these other awesome health things are going to fall into place as well and become improved. And you're actually going to not only look better, but ultimately feel better. Thank you so much for your interest in my story and for spending your time with me during this video. Primarily, I do have a beauty channel here, but I think part of our beauty, part of our gorgeous makeup designed face and skincare also is our body image and our inner beauty, and I feel like they all work together. In case you're curious, I will share that I did follow a particular program. I was successfully able to lose 52 pounds courtesy of Weight Watchers. I firmly believe in that program. I am not being sponsored by that program, but that program worked for me because it provided me both with structure and flexibility. I was given some guidelines to follow, but I was able to have a life at the same time and celebrate and socialize and everything that goes along with not being on a restrictive diet. But like I've said, it doesn't have to be the thing that you use. You have to find the program that works for you, or no program at all. You ultimately just have to find what works for you. Weight Watchers happened to be the thing that worked for me, and I am so grateful that they exist. Thanks again so much for watching. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat if you have a minute. I look forward to what 2017 has for both me and you and us together. Thank you again for all of your support. I hope you have a great year and also a really good rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And in the meantime, thanks.